Hi everyone, welcome to Torah on Demand. I'm Rabbi Yael Ridberg. Last month I received an honorary doctorate of divinity for my 25 years as a rabbi. Along the way, I have encountered the tensions between the many roles that rabbis play: priest, prophet, spiritual guide, leader, teacher, administrator, CEO, cheerleader, just to name a few. I've seen the many ways authority and leadership can emerge and change, succeed, and even fail. I've always wondered if authority comes from our followers or from those who bestow leadership. The Torah offers two primary models of leadership that are woven through the 5 books, and both have important implications for how we understand communal life. In Genesis, despite the Torah imagining that God speaks directly to individuals, thereby setting them up as leaders, all expected family hierarchies fail. Younger children rise to prominence, favorites fall out of favor, slaves become princes, deception reigns, and true leadership often emerges from the bottom up. There's no royal lineage guaranteed for our ancestors. In Exodus and Leviticus, the narratives reveal intense hierarchy. Under Pharaoh, slavery left little room for freedom, and God is imagined to dictate the laws to Moses, who transmits them to the people, and they say, "We will do and we will listen." The chain of leadership is clear. This week's portion of Behalotcha, then, in the book of Numbers, gives us yet another model. As a free people, the Israelites regain their voice in response to and sometimes in opposition to Moses and to God. The people complain and selectively remember their time as slaves in Egypt. Their demands leave Moses at a loss. And God then calls Moses to gather 70 Israelites, 70 elders imbued with the Spirit of God, so Moses shouldn't bear the burden of leadership all by himself. But 2 elders, Eldad and Medad, were left behind in the tent. And the Torah records that though God's Spirit rested on them, they weren't selected. And even though they weren't gathered with the others, they seemingly offered unauthorized prophecy in the camp, which unnerved Joshua. Moses says to him, "Are you worked up on my account? If only all of God's people were prophets and had the Spirit of God inside of them." These 2 almost anonymous figures are recognized for their embodiment of the prophetic voice and Moses' notion of shared leadership, even while these verses will open to tales of rebellion to follow. Leadership is never only about moving forward. Sometimes you have to take a few steps backwards in order to gain a greater sense of forward motion. So there's a tension in the Torah then between models of top-down and bottom-up leadership in the building of community. Learning from others who rise from within and from those who stand on the outside and lead from the front can and must strike a balance. And in that balance lies a vision for the promise of the future. Thanks for joining me. Shabbat Shalom. See you next time.